Welcome back to Armstrong Acres Farm, or welcome if you're new here. We're glad to have all of you. Last week, you guys watched me clean out the old summer house. And if you remember, we found a cool old Wringer washer. It's in pretty sad, rusty shape, but I think I'm gonna make it into a cooler. Once again, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I've done a little YouTube research, so we're gonna figure it out. I think I'm gonna keep it sort of a patina look, so I'm just gonna try and clean it up, knock off as much of the rust as I can, and then we're just gonna clear coat the crap out of it and hope for the best. So come on, let's get started. So I had to have Muscles help me carry it out of the summer house last week. We tucked it away in this corner. I didn't honestly expect to start on it quite so soon, so I thought it would be a good place to kind of keep it out of the way. Now I need to wrestle it back out. I can't really work on it in that corner, and this is sort of set up for pavers eventually since, well, if you haven't checked out that pass fail video, go find that one. I'll link it in the description. But I need to get it pulled back out of there so I can work on it. So we're gonna see how this goes. Still have this one piece of decking not put down, but there's a ladder hanging off the other ends. Let me go move that. Gus is trying to take a nap under the deck. Jack is not pleased with her decision making. He really wants her to throw the ball for him. He does too. He takes her sticks and balls and drops them. Doesn't understand why she won't throw it. Now one of these wheels doesn't stay on. Oh yeah, this is not gonna be easy. I'm gonna drag a big old hole in here. You know what? This is Bean's little sled. I wonder if it's not big enough. Well, the sled didn't work, but rocking it back and forth seems to be doing okay. There's the wheel that falls off. Oh. That'll do. I've been going back and forth. A lot of the ones I watched, they're using a grinder and kind of getting a bunch of the rust off. The legs of this thing are so rusty that I don't know that a grinder is going to cut it. Brian is once again in Ohio this week, and I texted and asked him, that was dumb, about a grinder, and I said, I'm kind of wondering if it doesn't make sense to use a grinder, and he said, well, my grinder's broken, so does that help your decision? Yes it does. So I'm not using a grinder. I'm just gonna clean this up as best I can. I'm sure I can find a sander out there if need be. The wind has really picked up since I started this project. It's been beautiful and sunny all morning, so that's gonna make it really interesting. You know what, before I get too far involved in this, let me just show you close up kind of what this thing looks like. So this beaut here is a Maytag. It's aluminum washer. It had obviously an electric pump. It's got the electric cord on it there, or yeah, electric engine to run. Obviously here you can see where the hose was. It has rotted. I just pulled it off a minute ago. It's sitting right there. But it's pretty cool looking in under there. And the wringer attached here to the top. I do still have the wringer as well. But it's pretty neat the way it's all put together. It's two pieces. The top is riveted onto the bottom. So I did a quick Google search, just took an image picture and pulled it up with Google. And it says, the first aluminum washer tub was produced by Maytag in 1919. Prior to this, it had been believed in the industry that aluminum tub washers could not be built. The aluminum tub proved to have numerous advantages over the wooden tub, which had issues with leaking and rotting. from a Maytag Collectors Club. If you have an aluminum tub, it's a one-piece design. It is after 1927 and before World War II. If you have a two-piece tub, like ours is, in which the top is riveted to the bottom, it was made between 1921 and 1926. Maytag washers came with either an electric or gas motor, and ours obviously was electric. So this, somewhere between 1921 and 1926 is the year of this washer. Super cool. Cool little hose, got a little hook. Let me show you the inside here. So this had an agitator in it. It just slid over the top. I pulled it out already. So now it's just dirty inside. So many little metal pieces. I don't know if they were actually attached to something before or if they just got set in here. So I kept trying to clean out this little hole and I realized this is actually the hose. It's just packed full of gook. I'm not gonna get all that cleaned out of there, so probably what I'll do is just seal it off. Yeah, I'll just put something down in there and some silicone or something and seal it off. This is so rusty down here. I'm not sure that I'll ever really be able to get it clean. Well, I've got as much vacuumed and dusted off as I can. There's still a lot of stuff in these little crevices, so I'm gonna shoot it with some water. Jack loves the water. So of course, this works to clean out the drain plug, which I realized I'm gonna need anyway. So I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of way to cap it that I can just remove the cap and let the water drain out. Please excuse my mess here. So I'm doing a little research here to see what the best product is gonna be to just clear coat over the rust. There's a, let's see, Stops Rust Clean Metal Primer. There's a Stops Rust Reformer that makes it black. Transforms it into something that you can paint. Do I want to paint it? Or do I just want to clear coat it? I guess I could paint it. What color would I paint it? Best clear coat to spray paint to use on rust. I've decided, I think I'm going to try and paint it close to the same color that it was before. Let me show you this picture. So that's what it would have looked like before. I still have the logo on mine, so I feel like I can maybe just cover up that little space and then I'll paint everything else a similar gray to that. I've also, you saw I threw away the hose that had that little clip on the end, so it's rotted through, but I love how it clips up to the side there. When you don't want the tub to drain, you just clip it up high, and then when you're ready for it to drain, you unclip it and let it drain down. So I think I'm going to see if I can find a new piece of hose. I'll cut that hook part off. I'm gonna see how hard it would be to attach it to a new piece of hose, because I think that's a cool way to do it. So let's see what kind of gray I can find. No. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find one. My battery died on my camera, so you didn't get to hear all that, but I was having a conversation with my dearest friend Brad about, I had texted and asked him if there was a clear coat paint I could use. He's an automotive guy who went to school for it, and he's very into this sort of thing. So I knew if anybody would know, he would. And he told me that I can just get a red Scotch-Brite pad and you know, scrape down the loose rust as much as I can, which I just went and checked. There is a lot more loose rust still than I thought there would be. And then you coat it in linseed oil. You can just do coat after coat. I did some reading too. If you get this boiled linseed oil, then the more you put it on, it'll create this hard surface. He said that's what a lot of guys do when they're trying to restore a vehicle and they want to keep a patina. So I went back and forth too, because I had just about talked myself into just going back to the gray aluminum color that it already was. But he made a solid point that if I want it to be a patina, this is the only chance. Once I paint it, that's it, it's done. So better to go ahead and do the patina now. If we change our mind in the future and want to try and do it back to the gray color, we can always do that in the future. So I'm headed to the store. I'm gonna go see if we can find a little bit of sandpaper, and because for whatever reason I can't find red Scotch-Brite pads anywhere locally. Have to have them shipped. So I'm gonna get some different sandpaper and the boiled linseed oil, and then we can get started. I've returned. I spent less than $20 and I found the red Scotch pad. Just trying to knock the big pieces of rust off. You know what? I wonder if it wouldn't be worth it to try and replace these wheels. I may look online and see if I can find some replacements to put in there, because it would be handy to be able to roll this thing around. That might actually need to be clean with some soap, because it's not supposed to be greasy, and that is still a little bit greasy. Don't drink that, it's soapy. There are so many little pieces and joints down and under here. This is definitely going to be a much bigger challenge putting this linseed oil on than it would be just to spray it with something. I'm sure it'll be worth it though. I know, it's dinner, you poor thing. I've got the big chunks knocked off. I think I got everywhere. So I'm gonna go back around, wipe, and we'll start putting on the linseed oil. Now, supposedly, I just put this on a rag and rub it around. Oily. And I've already made a mess. Shocking. Yeah, this is gonna be tough, some of these spots. If I could take it apart and do the pieces individually, it would be a lot easier, but I am not messing with trying to get all this rusty nonsense apart. All right, I got that side over there done. I just turned the washer. It took me 20 minutes anyway to get it all wiped down on that one side. I was trying to decide if it would be worth it to try and take that engine off, that motor. Luckily, Pap left us a lot of cleaning rags. No shortage of those. It's going a little faster now. There's so much oil soaked into my rag, that really helps. I can kind of just rub it along like this. I'm just gonna do the outside with the linseed oil. I was talking to Brad, of course, after I got home with all the stuff, just checking with him about whether or not it's like a food grade type situation if I have it inside. And he suggested, and I think he's right, that we go ahead and paint the inside just to be, you know, extra careful. So you can get some appliance paint, put it on there, and it dries to a nice hard shell. That would be, ouch, that would be good for the inside of a cooler, and just make sure that the linseed oil can hold up well enough. You know, the constant water as opposed to just being rained on from time to time is definitely different, and we want to be able to know that anything that we put in the cooler will be safe. So I think it'll be a cool look anyway if I do like a bright white inside. I have the patina on the outside. I think it's gonna be really neat. This is the on-off switch. Here, I don't know which way is on and which way is off. It doesn't stay either side anymore anyway. Ooh. All right, there's the first coat. I'll get all cleaned up. I'm gonna go inside, feed these dogs, feed myself, and I will see how it looks in the morning. I'm excited. All right, it's the next day. It's time to see how we did. I mean, it's only one coat. Obviously, I'm gonna have to do multiple, but we'll see. All right, well, it's definitely darker. It feels about the same on the top where it was super rusty. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, oh, well, there's a huge spot I missed, huh? And it does feel, I mean, sealed. Huh. All right, well, let's get another coat on her. Look at this. Damn bird. That sucks. I wonder if that happened before or after it dried. Let's see if I can get that up. So it is supposed to rain this afternoon. It's supposed to be pretty heavy thunderstorms actually. So I need to get this on as soon as I can. And then I'm gonna try and cover it with the tarp. I'm assuming that the rain is not gonna be great for it while it's still in the curing process. There's no way I'm gonna get it into the barn or the basement or somewhere by myself to keep it dry. So hopefully a tarp will do it. I'll be honest, I'm having a little trouble getting and staying motivated today. I don't know what it is. It's Wednesday, so I'm on day 3 by myself, and I don't think I'm good by myself. I'm out here, the weather is nice, so I'm just gonna have to buckle down and get it done. We are actually headed to Jason and Aaron's this weekend to shoot an episode of So Bad It's Good, which I'm super pumped about. But that means that I need to get this project done and edited early, hopefully with enough time to also mow before we leave. I don't have my little mower bee here for this week and next week to take care of it for me, and Brian's gone, so I'm gonna have to suck it up and find some motivation somewhere. There is a lot to get done in the next 2 or 3 days. Such is life, right? We do what we have to do. Also, you'll be pleased to know I'm wearing shoes. Granted, I'm doing a project now that it doesn't really matter, but I'm wearing shoes. So, you know, growth, etc. Did you find your ball? How come you just got a haircut and you're already so fluffy? Okay, I gotta work. Go find your ball. Okay. Rag's still pretty oily. Let's start with the spots that I missed yesterday. There's a lot of loose rust under here that I couldn't really get rid of. It's sort of coming out when I rub it with the rag. Hopefully it's good enough, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of spots on this thing that I just can't reach, period. And I haven't touched the bottom of it yet. I should probably do that at some point. But I don't think it's gonna matter too much if it keeps rusting slowly. I mean, this is like really thick steel. It's not like it's gonna disintegrate on us. If it gets too bad, then we can always put some rust converter on it and just paint it. But take care of it once and for all. I apologize for any unsteady camera work, but I can't get down low and close enough to show you what I'm doing without holding it. But see, this is the old power cord, and it's in really sad shape, and obviously we're not going to be plugging it in for any reason anyway. So I think I'm going to try and take this off. That came loose a lot easier than I thought it would, especially because I'm doing all this one-handed. I just realized the problem is going to be, even once I take this off, what's it attached to inside? I'm not just going to be able to pull this. Well, I mean, I could just cut it. Although, maybe I don't want all that exposed. Maybe I cut it off here and leave that on. Yeah, actually, I think that's going to be the better idea. I don't want that big hole there. Who knows what kind of creatures will start living in it. If they don't already. Alright, well, that was a waste of time. And this rag is so soaked with linseed oil at this point that I really hardly have to do any wetting it. Ah, forgot about the bird poop. Let's see. Oh yeah. Disappeared pretty quick. Pretty easy. Shockingly. Alright. Let's let her dry. I guess I better go get some mowing done. I just came outside to do coat number 3 and it's sprinkling. I mean, just barely sprinkling. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this coat on. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, this is wild. This trash can was setting up and I had laid the rags over the side of the trash can so that they weren't like laying in the grass or on the deck. And I just came back out and these things have been smoldering. I don't know if you can see it. They're still smoking a little. I mean, it's hot right here. And they've melted the trash can. That's where they were looped over the trash can. This is crazy. They've been here for probably, I don't know, 2.5 hours or so. Over the side of the trash can. Isn't that wild? Like, I guess this stuff can spontaneously combust. I need to read the label. Whoa. Y'all, this is wild. It's right here. Warning, can cause spontaneous combustion. Contains linseed oil. Boiled linseed oil generates heat as it dries, which can cause a spontaneous combustion of materials contacted by this product. Oily rags, waste, and other oily materials contacted by boiled linseed oil can cause spontaneous combustion fires if not handled properly. Well, I guess that just goes to show you should always read the warning labels. It's still tacky. I don't think it's ready for another coat yet. Well, I tried to pull the tarp out as much as I can, because honestly, I'm a little concerned that it'll get warm under the tarp now. I'll just have to keep checking on it so I don't burn my house down. Whew. And it's still tacky. I had to cover it up yesterday because all the rain was coming in, and that second coat I put on never really did dry before then, and I don't think that the tarp did it any favors. I think yesterday was just too humid with all the weather moving in. But I've got it uncovered now, so hopefully today's beautiful weather and sunshine does it some good. But in the meantime, I got paint today. I got this appliance epoxy. So I'm gonna put this on the inside, just scuff it up a little bit, which it's already pretty scuffed. I mean, I did scratch around in there. Oh, it's a little wet though. Okay, I'll do my best to dry it out. I'm gonna dust it off because it's a little dusty in there, scuff it. Not in that order. And then I'm gonna work on getting the inside spray painted. I mean, I definitely did scuff it up like this already, but I don't think it's gonna hurt anything to do a little more. I got it vacuumed out, and now I'm just using a microfiber cloth to get as much of the dust off as I can. So I'm excited. We had a viewer, Jason Ramirez, thank you, who 3D printed us these guns for the spray paint. After Bean's sore fingers doing the one raised bed a few months back, he took pity on her poor little fingers and he made us 2 of these things. Now, I didn't think I was going to be the first one to get to use them, obviously, but turns out I am. So thank you, Jason. I've got your letter here, and he even gave us a little diagram so I know how it works. Let's give it a test. But I don't have it on straight. Ah! Ha-ha! Whoa, okay. So I gotta wait to turn it till I'm actually ready to spray. All right, here we go. Now it's got a trigger, so obviously I'm supposed to have to push the trigger, but I think the top of this can is just so high that this thing just sets on it automatically. I know it's not supposed to, but this is an awfully high trigger here. I think we can all agree my spray painting isn't exactly the best. You see, it just, how cool is that? So that's it. It's funny because my project doesn't really look any different, maybe just a little cleaner than when I started, but this is gonna be really cool. I'm very excited. I'll probably end up doing another coat or 2 of linseed oil at some point once it gets dry, and I mean, I can do that at any time. And I'm still gonna replace the wheels. I did look for another hose this morning at Lowe's and I can't find one the right size. So I'll scour the internet and see what I can come up with. But I'm really excited about this project. I think this is gonna be really cool, and it was fun to do something different this week, honestly. I hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making it. If you ever have any ideas for projects that you think that I could handle on my own, or even cool stuff that Muscles could do, please hit us up. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. And please do share our videos. You know, we're trying to make this into a product that people can enjoy and also fund a little bit of what we're doing around here. And comments, likes, subscribe, shares, those all really help. So please tell your friends about us, and we'll see you next week.